condition is based on the aggregation conditions. Okay, so I want to see those particular products where the sales value is above this or something, or a formula based, like I want to look for those particular categories where profit is this and sales should be above this or something, multiple criteria you want to give. So we can write an expression formulas. And also we have seen with the top bottom rules, I want to see the top 10 best selling customers or top 10 best selling states, okay, with the highest sales. Okay, fine, we have seen with this top and the bottom rules also. So now we will look into, and also we saw with the interactive filters. Interactive filters is like, how do we show the filter, okay, as an interface, and through which the user can directly interact. Okay, we have seen again in the interactive filters, we can go with the single selection, you can go with the multi selections, you can go with what is it, drop down, yeah, slider. Oh, yeah, we looked into those particular things. Is it? That is what we
Mhm.
saw. Hey, today we'll see with how do we apply this particular filter with the date values, measurable values, and so on. Okay, so first we'll
Mhm.
see how do we apply those particular filters on your measurable values. Okay, let me just take this particular things. I just take the subcategory and I just take the sales. Okay, or you can do also one thing is I can just take the total sales. Okay, when you see here the total sales is 22 lakhs 97,000. Okay, 202, this is the actual total sales. Okay, let me have it as a bigger font here. Yeah, hey, this is the total sales value what has been there. Now what I want to do is I just want to display the sales where the quantity of products is more than 10, how much business we have done. I want to look for that. So that means I want to filter based on the quantity. So what I will do here is I'll just take the quantity. What is the quantity? So that means, like, what happens is whenever the customer places an order, they place with some number of quantities. Okay, either quantity one, two, or three. So I just want to know what is the total sales we have done when the quantity is more than 10, or what is the sales we have done when the quantity is less than five. So that is like, what is the kind of a business we have done when the customer buys with lesser quantity and higher quantity. So I just want to know that particular things. Or might be it can be instead of sales, no, I can take the number of orders. That will be better for this. Okay. So how do we get the number of orders? So we have order numbers here, order ID, drag and drop into this particular text. Yeah. So you want to get aggregated value. You can change the measure as count. In totally, we have 9,995 orders. Fine. Just select this, make it as a bigger font. Totally, we have 9,995 orders. But I want to know how many orders are there with more than 10 quantity or something. So I'll just select this quantity here, quantity, and I can just do one thing is I can just drag and drop on the filter. So when I do this, okay, based on what you want to go for this particular filter. So you want to go with the sum of quantity, all average, or any this one. So you can just say all values kind of a thing. Okay, so it gives me an interface telling that the minimum quantity when the customer has placed the order is 1 and the maximum is 14. Okay, so what is that you want to go? I just say everything. So it shows me all. Okay, now I want to filter this. Okay, I just say edit filter. I want to see only those quantity which where the number of orders is only 1. So I can just say minimum also is 1, 1 to 1. I just say apply, say okay. Now we can see the customers who have placed, the orders which contains one quantity, we have 899 orders. There are 899 orders where the quantity is matching to 1. You want to cross check this, we can do that here. So I can just filter for the quantity. Okay, um, I can filter. I can apply the filter here. I say quantity is matching to 1. Here you can see I'm just filtering the records where the quantity is matching to 1. You can see it is taken quantity matching to 1. So I'll try to get 1000 records. But you can see here, it says we have 899 orders only. where the quantity is mentioned. Okay, fine. It was just a cross-checking kind of thing. I'll just remove the filter. Okay, so we can see we have this one. Now, instead of every time changing, okay, what I can do is I can just show this filter. Let's say show filter. You can see the filter shows like this. Here I can say. Now, when I just say this is like, with quantity 1 to 6, you can see we have a minimum and maximum value here, no? Minimum and the maximum. What is the start and what is the end? So 1 to 6 quantity, we have 8,700 orders. Or I want to see with the quantity 5 to 10. We have 2,900 orders, or I want to say more than 10, 5, okay, 3,000, or I say 10 to above more than 10, okay. So I want to see those orders where the quantity is 10 and above. We have 170 orders. So instead of this, if I say 11, about 10, that is 11, 12, 13, 14, the people customer placing the orders more than 10 quantity. We have only 100. So that means totally 10,000 orders are there. Out of 10,000 orders, only 100 orders are placed more than 10 quantity. So that means we can see that we have a more business coming from the, so I can just slide here. So measurable values, I can just do. A quantity 1 to 4, we have 7,000 orders. Between quantity 1 to 5, we have 8,000 orders. That means 80% of the orders are being placed, more than 80%, 82% of the orders are being placed where the customer is buying with 5 and below 5 quantity. So we don't have the wholesalers, we have more of a retailers. Okay. Here the next thing is 8,032. So fine. This is what generally is a measurable value. So now the same thing we'll see with the date fields. Okay. So now let me just take a date here. I'll just take the order date. Let me just have the data. In the rows, in the columns, I'll just keep the year. Okay. And the month, I'll just keep it in the rows. Quarter, I say I don't want it. So I've just arranged a month and the year. And for this, I just try to get the sales value. Okay. So I just have this particular data here. So it says in 2018, each month how the sales have happened. In 2019, how the sales have happened in each month. Within each year, monthly wise, how the sales have happened. We just have this data. Okay. So now what I want in this one is, from this one is, I just want to find out, like, I just want to filter, okay, for this particular date fields. So let me just say, how do we apply this filter based on this particular date fields? So if I have to do that, so I'll just take this particular order date here. I just right click, say show filter. When you say show filter, by default, you can see it showing the top of the hierarchy of the year. Date, we have the year wise. Hey, what do you want to go for? Hey, I just want to say all the years. No, no, no. I just want to see 2018 data, 18, 19, or 20 or 21, which you don't want to see, which year you want to see. We can filter this. But when you have this kind of a things in numerical values, you can even go with the slider here. So I can just change this to a slider here. So you want to see one at a time. So this is all the years. Okay. And I just say next. You can see it is showing for 2018. This is showing for 2019. This is showing for 2020. And this is showing for 2021. How the sales are. Now we can also do like this. I can take the same order date. Okay. And I just say a drag and drop to the filter. And here we also have this different types of filters when you're working with the dates. We have relative filters, a range of dates, okay? Or you can go with the different part of the dates, year, month, quarter, or something. So first is we'll see with the range of dates, okay? So I'll just say next. And when we talk about a range of dates, it says, hey, you want to filter this based on the range. Range is like, see the total sales. Okay, actually in my data, the the start of the date, the lowest date is 1/3/2018. That is January 3rd, 2018. This was the lowest date, and the highest date is 12th December. Sorry, December 30, 2021. That is, we have this 4 years of data from 2018 to 2021, January 2018 to December 2021. Okay, 18, 19, 20, and 21's data is there, 4 years data. Okay, and you can see there's a start and there's an end. So whether you want to show all those particular things or you want only a specific dates, you can just filter this one. So right now when I just say this apply, say okay, this is showing for all. I can show this particular filter so that I can get the interface, and from the interface I can change. Hey, I don't want from here, so I can just slide it here. From which date you want to see to which date you want to see. Okay, or you can even take a what do you say calendar here, and you can select from there. Here I want to see from say example June 2019. I say June 1st, 2019 to I want to see 2021, might be February 28. Yeah, between the states, yes. Showing the data of only the dates. We can just do this particular, select the start date, and so I want to see those particular data which just between these two dates. You can just do this
Okay.
way. Got it with this one. Hey, and apart from this, no, we can also have something called the relative dates. Okay, I'll just duplicate the slide. Okay, so what is this for relative dates is? So I can just say edit this filter and the relative dates here. Okay, when I just say relative dates here is you want to see okay last 2 years data or something. Okay, so that is where exactly we go for it. So in this case, it just says relative dates. Okay, when I go to this particular relative dates, it is saying today. No, no. I just want to see the years, and I just say previous year. That means, see, right now we are in 2025. Previous year is 2024 data. It will show me. Right now, I don't have the data for 2024. Okay, I can just go for the previous year, this year, the next year data, or I want to see the last 3 years data. Okay, when I see here last 3 years, also we don't have the data. No, we are in 2025. We have till only 2021. Is it? I say last 5 years data. You can see this is the last 5 years data. So it is going for the right now we are in 2025. So last 5 years means it is going 5 years back. Okay, so 6 years, last 6 years data. Okay, last 7 years data. So that means here what happens is you want to see the relative dates means. So you have the current, see, you are showing the data, but see, like, we always see the historical data, but we give more importance to the recent history. Hey, last 2 years data, or last 2 weeks data, last 2 quarters data, or might be last 3 months, how the sales are happening, last 6 months, how the sales are happening. So I can do those particular things here. So I can just go with that, or years, or you can go with the quarters, or you can go with the months, or you can go with the weeks, or we can even go with the days. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I say years, okay, in this again we have a previous this or the next. So this year or the next n number of years, okay, or like previous n number of years, we can just specify those particular things. Okay, years or number of quarters, like say previous, like so, fine, last 7 years from now. Sorry, last 7 years from now. Yes. The same thing when I say quarters. Okay, last 2 quarters or 3 quarters, or last n number of months. We can just go for last 2 months or 3 months or things, or you can go with last 7 weeks or 2 weeks or last 3 weeks data, or say last 10 days data, 15 days data. We can specify in this way also.
Okay.
So you want to see the recent historical data. This can be a kind of a good one. Got it? So how do we do this one is,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So when you're taking this particular filter, no, so right click on this particular order date, drag and drop here, and here we just say relative dates.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. So we can specify how you want it. Range or starting date. In this case, what happens? No, you cannot decide the end date. It will show till the end, but you want to say only the start date. After this date, after this date. Okay, so you're telling I want to see all the sales after this particular date, or we have an ending date. Okay, from the like I don't want to see the dates. I want to see the sales before this particular date. Before this particular date. Okay, we do that. Okay, relatives is like you're relatively telling okay, last n number of months or quarters or years or weeks data you want to bring in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Yeah, so this is about the filters. This is how we can apply the filters. And okay, this might be the what you say, um, line chart or something also. So the same kind of filters can be applied. Okay, so edit filters and say I want to go with relative dates, and I just want to see um, say show filter, and I want to see those particular cells between the state to the state. Yes. Okay, so we can do that way. The next thing is we can apply this even on the calculation part.
Like, can
Effectively.
you repeat it again, that one line chart?
Hey, this I just converted to a line chart. This particular data which was there, no.
Yeah.
So it was like this kind of a table data. So it was something like this, the table data. I just converted this to the line chart.
Okay.
I just select converted this to the line chart. That's it.
Okay, sir.
You want, you can create a line chart. See, like, if you want, you can create a line chart. Like, how do you create a line chart? So I'll just take the sales and the order date, and I'll just go to the show me and I say line chart. Fine. And I just want to drill this to the quarterly, monthly, or something. And I just
Yeah.
want to apply the filters. I'll just select this particular date filter. I just say show filter. But I say no. I want to edit this to say I want to go for fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can apply this particular filters based on the calculation also. Okay, let me just take the subcategory and we have a sales. Okay, now what I want is we have the sales value, but I just want to say some taxable amount for this. Okay, so I want to calculate a taxable amount on this particular sales. How do we calculate what is the tax amount? So we need to create a new calculated field, which is going to be some percentage of the sales will be the tax. Is that? So like say
Yes.
example, 10% of the sales is the taxable amount. I want to know what is
18%
the
of.
taxable amount. Okay. So for that, I'll create a calculated field. Is it? I'll just go here, create calculated field. Okay. And I say I want to say tax. Okay, that is a new field name. And for the this tax, it has to be nothing but your sales, the total sales, okay, into 10%. 10% is 10 by 100, which is nothing but zero point 0.1. Just say apply, say okay. So now this is the tax here. So if this is the sales, this is the tax amount. So we are taking 10% of the sales is the tax amount.
Yes, sir.
Want to try this?
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Fine. Here, now the next thing what I want is I want this tax to be like, variable kind of a thing. Now it is 10%. Now I say 12%. If I have to make this as 12%, I have to go to this calculated fields. Where is the tax? Voila. I need to go for here, right click, say edit. I say if it is 12%, it is 0.12. Is it 10 divided by 12? Say okay. Say applies. It becomes a 12%. Okay. I want to change it to any this one. So we need to keep changing this. If I want to say 12.5%. So it is like, I have to say 12.5 divide by 100. Is it? So that is
Yes.
going to be 12.5% taxable amount. Okay. At 12.5%. Fine. And now, see, I don't want to keep doing in this way. I want this to be through the interface. Okay. I want this to be through the interface. I should be able to decide whether I want this as 11%, 12%, 12.5%, 12.35%, or whatever it is. So in this case, we can also create something called as the parameters. Okay. So let us see parameters here. So if you have to create a parameters, what I do, I just go here. Okay. So we can see the calculated fields. I'll just go for this create parameter. Okay, so in the parameter, I'm just going to have an interface which will have a values here. So my interface is going to be as tax percentage. Fine. I just say this is a tax percentage is going to be my interface, and it is going to be a floating number, which is starting from a value 0 to this one. Is it range of values, which is minimum value is starting from 0 to maximum value is say 1. Okay, and I want an increment of what is say 10%. 1% is 0.01, is it 0.01, 0.02, something like that. Okay, so 1% increment can be done. So maximum we can give 100%, minimum is 0%. So this is just going to create an interface, and the name of the interface, I say it is nothing but the tax percentage. Okay, so I'll just say it as okay. Yeah, so now you can see we got an interface here. Show parameter, we can see we got an interface which is starting from 0 to like say 10, 5%, 10, 8%, 10%, 12%, or whatever it is. Okay, hey, now what I want here is whatever the percentage you select, I want the value to be being changed based on this one. So in this case, what I will do, I'll just go to this particular calculation, edit the calculation. Instead of writing this 12.5, instead of writing this 12.5, I will call this particular parameter that we have created. That is a nothing but tax percentage. I'm just calling this parameter here. That's it. Say okay. Now this parameter, whatever the value is there, based on this, the tax has been created. Okay, fine. This is like, we are creating a calculations, and also we are implementing that in the parameters kind of a things. Okay, here now the same way, I want to have a parameters for top selling products. Okay, or like I want to see the top 10 states with the highest sales. I want to see that. So like, see, one thing is if you have to do that, so we do it like this. No, I take the state into the rows, and I'll take the sales here. Where is the sales? Into the text, it shows me each state wise how the sales have happened. But I don't want all the states. I want to see only the top 10 states. So if I have to get the top 10 states, what do? We generally do it like this, is it? I take the state into the filter, and I say I want to go to the top and say by field, sum of sales, top 10. I just say okay. Oh, this we got a top 10 states with the highest sales. We see that California has done the highest sales here. And then we have the sales coming from okay, so like the state wise, like sorry, the stale sales, how it is happening, so we are able to display this. Okay, California, Florida, this is the top 10 kind of a thing. Now I say instead of top 10, I just want to see top 20. So that means I have to change here. I need to go to the filter here, edit filters, right click, edit filters. I make this to 20, and I just say apply, say okay, this gets top 20. I say no, I want to see top 3. So I need to, every time I need any changes, I need to edit here, change this one, and then I just say apply and say okay, we get it. Now instead of doing this, I want to have an interface through which we can directly interact with this. So for that, what we will do here is, okay, so that is kind of interactive. So I'll create a parameter. I'll create a parameter here. So I can just do it in this itself. I can just go to the edit. So instead of this telling this number, instead of hard coding this number 3 or 10 or 20 or whatever it is, so I can just drop down this, and we have this option here called as create new parameter. In the parameter, you can just say this is going to be a top n states. I want to see the top n number of states. N can be any number, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20, or whatever it is. Okay, fine. Based on the sales value, is it? Fine. The current default value, we'll give it as 3, no problem. I say minimum 0, maximum we have a state of 49, is it? So I say maximum I want, say, we'll say 50 itself is good. Or we can say I want to go maximum is 25, not more than that. We can have an interface of only from 1 to 25 with the increment of +1, which is by default. Fine, that's it. The integer value, it has automatically taken data type as integer. Display format, how it is going to display numbers. Okay, and minimum value is 1, maximum 25. That means you can get up to top 25 states. So I'll just say okay, say okay. Okay, we have created this interface called as top n states. So now we just say show parameter. It has been shown, and here you can see, if I say, yeah, you can see this interface, top 10 states, top 11 states, 12 states, or 15 states. Okay, so I can just say top 20 states, top 25 states. That's the max. Okay, so we can specify the numbers here directly. Got it? Here, this can be even a charts, no? So understood. How do we use those particular parameters? How do we use the filters? There's also a filter. We can change this filter. You find it difficulty in sliding. You can also change it to type in. So we just right click here and we have this two of types here, slider or typing. So type in will ask you to type the number here, say top 10. Get more top 10. I say I want to go for top 5. Fine. Yeah. We want to get as top 25. Okay. So either you can go with the typing or sliding option.
Okay.
Okay, this is how you are going to be presenting it. Here now, this is about the calculation part and also the filters, the different types of filters. Yesterday also we saw the filters, and today we have continued with the filters. Okay, and also applying the filter based on the formulas, functions.
Okay.
Okay, here next is like we'll see how do we create a tooltip, customizing of your tooltip.